Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have returning guest with us, Jeff Pontius. Jeff is CEO of Corvus Gold, which can be traded as KOR on the Toronto Stock Exchange and as CORVF on the OTCQX. Thanks, Jeff, for being back here with us today.
Thanks, Jeb. It's great to be back and chatting with your subscribers.
Jeff, Corvus recently announced the closing of over $6 million financing, which is very unique in that there's no fees or warrants issued. Talk to us about what you've been going through the past few months and the significance of the recent closing of the $6+ million financing.
Great. Yeah, we've been continuing our exploration program at North Bullfrog and drilling mainly our new discovery, our high-grade discovery we call Yellowjacket. During that same period, we've been going through a process of registering the company as a U.S. Reporter with the SEC. And that's been concluded with this finishing of this financing that we announced last week. That's really important for us. It sets the stage for us to get a senior board listing in the U.S. When the share price moves up above $2. And really puts us in a much better position for future involvement of U.S. shareholders in the company. So that's been an important thing. In addition, the financing brought in a very key investor for us, which has really always been our goal with financing this company, making sure we get the right people involved that are basically long company, long gold type investors, and will give us an opportunity to really build this asset and this company to its maximum potential. And that was the Van Eck Group that came in, along with additional stock that was purchased by the Tocqueville Group, which is another very large gold fund in New York. And then our management group took a part of the financing as well. So it's pretty similar to what we've done in the past as far as financing this company. But for us, it's really important in the fact it fully funds us through this fiscal year in completing the next phase of drilling, which is focused right now on expanding the high-grade resource, which we expect to have a new resource statement out first quarter next year. And that will be used in our first scoping study, or PEA, which is a preliminary economic assessment of what the impact of that high-grade deposit is going to be. So those are really important things that have taken place this summer. And as we continue on through the year, we'll have lots of news associated with this expanding high-grade deposit that we're working on right now.
Jeff, you recently announced the discovery of a new high-grade gold and silver zone that extends the Yellowjacket mineralization to the north and south. Could you give us some insight into the significance of this mineralization at Yellowjacket?
Yeah, it's coming along very similar to what occurred in our first phase of drilling this year, where we identified and have now delineated a new large zone of mineralization we call the West Vein. What we announced today was a discovery of a similar zone that we have up in the northern part of the Yellowjacket zone now. We're calling it the Rhyolite zone. And that zone is another very broad zone of high-grade mineralization near surface that will be extracted most likely by open-pit mining. And that looks like an additional zone that we'll be adding into the resource base when we calculate our new resource. And really what we're finding here is that as we continue to drill off the Yellowjacket zone, we hit more and more of these high-grade vein systems as we get more and more drilling into it. And that's very important for upgrading the overall ounces that will be extracted from the zone and giving us a much better view of what we think the Yellowjacket is going to become. And what we're seeing is the scope and the size of this system is significantly bigger than what we thought it was when we started the program this year. It looks like it's got potential to be on the scale of the old Bullfrog mine that was mined by Barrick to the south of us in the 1990s. It's about 10 kilometers south of us. And that deposit was about 2.5 million ounces of production. So this is a very significant development for us as we continue to expand this zone, which for us right now looks like it's going to be a real important ore deposit and new high-grade discovery in Nevada.
Jeff, talk to us about some of the goals going through the end of 2014 and as we head into 2015 for Corvus.
Yeah, as I said, we're very focused on expanding that resource base. It's going to be important to show a very definitive project that's going to have a very high margin associated with it as we develop the mine plan for this that will occur in the second quarter of next year. So lots of drilling going on. This is resource expansion drilling, so these are important drill hole results to watch as they come out. And we anticipate being able to deliver quite a good stream of news into the marketplace over the next 4 to 5 months here with this program that we're working on now. The basis of what that program develops will really bring more focus on the type of operation we see this deposit developing into. And that is going to be really important because that is going to drive a lot of our development-related work on the metallurgical front, on the mine design front, and on the project layout front. So those are all important things that you'll see progress on this year. We're, as I say, fully funded now through the end of our fiscal year, which is at the end of May. And my expectation is that when we get done with this next round of drilling, like the previous rounds of drilling, we will certainly have a number of important targets and resource expansion areas to go after with another drilling program that'll occur next year. So we're very focused on trying to make this district as big as we can. The current resource out here, our current in-pit resource is about 2 million ounces. We think we're going to make a substantial improvement on the size of that and the quality of that resource. And we're really out here trying to decide, is this district 2 or 3 million ounces, or is it plus 5 million ounces? And we are in the right neighborhood for big deposits. So that's a question we really need to answer, and we're going to be working diligently towards that answer because it changes the value perspective for Corvus Gold dramatically.
Jeff, as we conclude here, we saw the recent investment in the last financing of some of the strongest hands, some of the strongest funds in the U.S. What is it about Corvus that these smart money managers, what do they see here with Corvus, in your opinion?
Well, I think Corvus is really shaping up to be what we would consider in the business a tier 1 acquisition target, which means an acquisition target that not only has a very high margin associated with the gold production that can come with it, which means the production costs will be low and competitive in just about any foreseeable gold market in the future, no matter how far gold would go down in our mind. But it also is a project that can be brought online cheaply for under a couple $100 million. This project can get up and running, producing 150,000 ounces a year. That really fits the mold for a lot of potential producers, mid-tier to even up to some of the majors. So it is going to be an attractive transaction target. So I think what investors really see are key investors see a technical group that is very good at making the deposit bigger and better. That's what we've done our entire careers, and we've had a lot of success doing that, as well as a project that is definitely going to be attractive for that ultimate takeout bid, which will provide an additional premium to them in the deal. And so I think it looks like a really quality investment. And with a strong shareholder base, strong treasury, and a good team running this company that has had great success in the past, I think it looks like a quality investment for them and one that is relatively low risk.
Jeff Pontius, CEO of Corvus Gold, which can be traded as KOR on the Toronto Stock Exchange and as CORVF on the OTCQX. Thanks so much for being here with us and for giving us an update on Corvus going into the fall of 2014.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.